He's the amazing Dr. Gray. He's Mr. Organized. He can organize your life too. And if rash develops, discontinue use.
This is the world famous Strictly Business Show with Dr. J, the sexiest business show in the world with all the business love you really need. Strictly DOCTORJ.com. It's another Believe This Mondays with the Believe This podcast crew. Award-winning actress and podcaster Patricia Ray, award-winning cool dude Chris Creme de la Creme. On Spotify or wherever you find ridiculous podcasts. Good morning, everybody. How are you both doing? You both look wonderful and beautiful, and I absolutely love you both.
Good morning, Dr. J. So early.
Chris, you're up.
I'm up, I'm awake, and I'm ready to roll, man. I am ready.
Those are nice Superman
He
pajamas
is
you have
ready.
on there. I'm kidding. If you see the YouTube slash Strictly Dr. J, no, he's not wearing Superman pajamas. But do you wear pajamas, Chris? Are you still a pajamas man?
I usually wear something with the Miami Dolphins logo on it or something like that.
Oh, really?
Oh, you don't sleep naked?
You don't sleep naked, Chris?
So do you want the answer that's true or the answer you're looking for?
I don't care. I don't sleep naked. I mean, I've never been into that unless, of course, back in the day, you just fall asleep after some good loving, and then it's like, okay,
That's different. That's
fine.
different.
Good.
Yeah.
But I always roll over and wake up and put something on. Oh, it's cold. I'm gonna put something on right quick and go back to sleep. But I'm not a guy that just takes off everything and just gets in the bed, no matter how hot it is. I gotta have some drawers on or something, at the very least. That's enough too much information. Okay.
It's a lot of information.
So it's an exciting time in the country. This is a great time to be alive. Just still a line from Hamilton. It's a great time to be alive. The Olympics, the U.S. Olympic team's kicking butt. Simone Biles said, "I love my black job," as she won another gold medal. And I want to talk about her for a second because this is what I'm going to talk about. Believe this, about last year, her husband, because you know she's married to an NFL football player. He's for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I want to believe. And he's not a great player, but he's on the roster. He's a D-back. And he's so obscure. He's like Dougie Doug, Kamala's husband. He stays in the background, but he did do an interview. He did do an interview last year that made a lot of people mad. And, well, a lot of females mad because, you know, the sisters love Simone Biles. And he did an interview where he had said that Simone pursued him. He didn't know who she was, and she came at him, and she drove to come see him, and all these different flossy things. And it made a lot of sisters mad because the big question for sisters was, well, who are you? We don't know you. How dare you say that? So he made some enemies there. Now, Simone didn't comment on it. It was on social media. The sisters went upset, and maybe whoever was a female and a fan of Simone Biles. I'm saying her name right? I get confused.
Simone
okay.
Biles.
Biles, yes. And she they commented on it. They ripped him to shreds. And I brought this up because once again, she won the gold medal. So I just made me think of the story. And a lot of women are like, well, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? So I want to defend him. And I never got a chance to defend him. I never brought it up on the show. First of all, who is he? He's her husband. All right. And just because she's a gold medal kick-ass on the gymnastics doesn't mean, you know, she can't see a man that she really likes and be into him and, you know, pursue him a little bit. You know, sometimes guys are stupid. He's an NFL player. He gets a lot of stuff thrown at him. So he's probably wasn't really paying attention. But just because you're a badass on the Olympic stage doesn't mean you can't have a little something. You can't have a little, you know, feeling for a cute guy and go after him. I mean, she's a strong black woman. She's empowered. She saw something she went at it. Point number two, who is he? That's that woman's husband. So when you insult him, you are insulting her. Even though you said you're a fan of hers, you're talking about that woman's husband, the man that she chose to be with, the man who proposed, the man she said I do to, the man that she does and she sleeps naked with every night. Oh my goodness. Have you ever been with a gymnast, Chris? I have. My God in heaven. But hold that thought. And the final thought I want to make is, look, I'm a married man. Every married man, Chris, you can probably back me up on this. That's just married guys talking. Every married man, happily married man, always say, yeah, she pursued me. She wanted me. You know, that's the married man shtick. So I don't think he was serious about it. But most married men, if you ask them, how'd you meet your wife? They generally say, yeah, she was all up on me. She was calling me all the time, this and that. So it was all just fun and games. So Chris, what do you think? You're a married man. I mean, you think he was serious, and what's the big deal?
I don't think it matters if he was serious. You kind of alluded to it. So he could have been the janitor at Jack in the Box. He's the guy she chose.
Absolutely.
She sees something in him that these people who have no idea who he is see in him, right? Because they don't know him.
Yes.
So yeah, it's totally believable that this big Olympic star was pursuing this schmuck that, you know, that nobody knew who he was. Of course that's believable. And why is it bad for him to brag about it? You don't see him slapping him in interviews or something, saying don't say that, or talking down about it. She loves him. She loves him. She wants to be with him. There is nothing wrong with a woman pursuing a man. I don't get this story. These people need a life, and they're probably jealous because their lives are nowhere near as successful or as full of love as these two people's lives are.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, a powerful, sexy woman like her coming after it, I'd be flattered too. And like I said, it was all tongue in cheek. He's just probably being a husband.
It's brag-worthy. It's
brag-worthy that Simone Biles, and he's not playing. You're right, Chris. That's a good point. He could have been a school teacher. It doesn't matter. That's the man she chose to be with, and she's happy. And he's not slapping her around in a hotel room. He doesn't have a criminal record. He's just an NFL baller. He's not the number one guy on the team. He's not the first string guy, but he's worked hard to get where he is. They're both athletes. They're both successful. You didn't know who he was because guess what? He's never been arrested. He's never been brought over for cocaine. He hasn't been accused of beating her. So yeah, he's a quiet guy that makes her happy. Patricia, what say you?
I'm gonna take the opposite side.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
I see that look in her eye.
Oh my God.
I think a man should always be a gentleman. And even if a woman pursues him, he should not be outing her like that. He should be saying, you know what? I love this woman, and it doesn't matter who pursued who. I'm with her. I propose. We're married, and we have a beautiful relationship, and that's that. Because, I mean, even if he was joking around, he was painting her in an unflattering light. And why would he do that to her?
I don't think it's unflattering at all.
Unflattering?
It's
Patricia
it's love,
Because
man.
it sounds like he was insinuating that she was chasing him, that she was after him. Like she can't get guys on her own.
Well, maybe she was. Maybe he's a good-looking dude. He's in incredible shape. He's a defensive back. Those guys are lean and ripped. I think it's a very attractive quality that she saw in man. Because listen, maybe he didn't want to come at her. Simone Biles. I don't want to come at her. I gotta let her make the first move because I don't want to be a fool. I mean,
has she said anything like in his
She
defense,
made no
or?
comment on it whatsoever. She didn't say anything at all.
That's how important it is, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Probably
She didn't say
so.
anything.
I
Yeah.
think that he should have been a gentleman, and he shouldn't have said, even admitted to that, because you know what? It's their business how they got together.
Well, he was on a podcast, to be fair. And you know how you podcasters are. You know,
Oh
you
yeah,
sometimes
I
you
talk all
sometimes
kinds of shit.
you bring out the worst in people.
Well, podcasters do. Me, Patty, and I, we're
Patricia, have you ever pursued a man? Have you ever pursued a man? I mean, you seem like
I was just gonna tell you the story of Mateo always tells people that I got him drunk. We went on a kind of like a date, and that I got him drunk, and then I kissed him. And you know what? It annoys me when he tells people this because he tells everybody, and I'm like, stop telling that story.
You know what? That's the same effect my wife has when I tell the story. I tell her something the same thing.
Maybe Simone didn't like that either.
I think you're a predator, Patty.
Now, I didn't put
It's okay because
alcohol
it worked out.
She didn't put alcohol on me, Patty. Now, that's kind of cold going in with the alcohol, Patricia.
All right, I made him 2 shots. Come on. I said, man up, guy.
Well, I can see that. So it does. I understand the woman being irritated by it. And Simone was probably irritated by it too. Say, don't say that. But it's not a deal breaker, is it? It's not a deal breaker.
No, it's not a deal breaker, but it does get old because he definitely tells everybody he meets that's how we got together.
And I'm going to be a gentleman and not bring up that slip you almost made, Patty.
Well, it's a beauty, but you know what? It's also the sign when a man says that, it's also a sign that they have a good relationship, right? Because you have to admit, Patricia, you have a good relationship. Yeah. It's a comfortable relationship. And that's what a good relationship is about, right? Saying things that irritate each other, but it's not a deal breaker, and getting on each other's nerves. And so to me, it's a healthy sign. And thank you for sharing that, Patricia, that it is a healthy sign that they do have a good marriage and a good relationship, that he can actually say that no matter how much it irritates her. And she just won another goat. But now, this was before she won a second medal. This is before she became the GOAT. He may have a different tune now. He may have to stay on his P's and Q's.
You're going to have to be reverent now. No more messing around.
Yeah, I got 2 gold medals. I'm the GOAT now. Don't be saying no stuff about me, partner. You get to step in. So it'd be a different ball game now. But I just wanted to bring that up. Congratulations to her. And she put on social media, quote, "I love my black job, Mr. Donald Trump." So
there she did.
But all right. Okay, it's Believe This Mondays with the Believe This podcast crew, Patricia Ray and Chris Creme de la Creme, heard on Spotify or wherever you find those ridiculous podcasts. Listen to a podcast that will help you, that will spiritually move you in all kind of ways. You've got the world famous Strictly Business Show with me, Dr. J, the sexiest business show in the world on New HD Radio.
I gotta go get a new light.